Geeta, Dwarika. Business analyst is my profession. I'm a business analyst, so my background is IT. I love fitness. It's something I look forward to all the time. I am just about when I was diagnosed with breast cancer, I was at the healthiest and strongest in my life. So it came as a disappointment.
Preparations for our signature fundraising campaign in support of Canadian Breast Cancer Foundation, which now goes under the Canadian Cancer Society. And just talking to my colleagues here at Wynn Fitness about the cause, I've heard about one special lady who comes to our gym here at the Esplanade and who beat the breast cancer. It's such a heartwarming story to hear about, and you know, one thing led to another, and here we are. This wonderful and fierce lady is you, Geeta. Thank you so much for meeting me today. When all this started happening, what was going through your head, and where did you find the strength to go through it all?
It happened all so quickly that I did not really have much time to mull over the sadness of it, or the disappointment, not sadness, but disappointment. It was all about how am I going to approach this, yes, and how I'm going to use my inner circle of friends and colleagues and fight the battle. It was so sudden. It was just from finding out that I felt a lump, and within days I had the feeling that it was going to be positive. But the days leading up into it, I was confident that I was not at a risk. So from a genetics point of view, I had no predisposure. From a fitness point and health, I was very healthy.
Right.
Was very fit at that time. So the days leading up into the actual confirmation, I was convinced that this would all turn out to be nothing.
Right.
Until I found out, and my surgeon confirmed that it was in fact positive. I think that was my breakdown. The one breakdown that I had throughout this was the day that I found out that it was positive. And it's the one thing that I keep going back to, because in the moment of breaking down, what I said was, how could this be the payback from being healthy? How could a healthy lifestyle result in one of the worst health nightmares that you can ever think about? And his response was, you cannot think about it like that. Think about it in a reverse way, that because you're healthy, you're going to kick this, and you're going to kick it better than most. You're going to come out of this standing. And so said, so done. It took a lot of effort, but I think that's the moment that I remember. So one key thing to me was, I think we all think we know a lot about cancer, and if it happens to you, you realize that you really know nothing about cancer. So I'm going to use everything at my disposal to figure out how to. It's up from here. From the moment of breakdown, it was up from here. What am I going to do from here? What do I need from here on to fight this battle? The first people that I told about this was my inner circle of people. And in that inner circle of people, it's my nutritionist, my trainer, my friends who would have lunch with me, or just to line up a bunch of people who would be there for me. Those were the first circle of people that I told. Those were not people that was around me for the entire thing.
Right.
Hence the t-shirt, Team Geeta.
I love the t-shirt.
Yeah, that was the first setting the foundation for the year that was ahead of me. I calculated it to be a year, right, of when I would be back in the shape that I was at the moment. And I think in some ways it looks very easy, and in other ways it looks very hard, but I think I approached it based on the nature of me. It was just one day at a time. I think at that point I thought, okay, so I'm gonna have surgery, I'm gonna have chemo. I calculated all when it was going to be done, and I thought, okay, 9 to 12 months from now I'm gonna be brand new. I'm gonna have hair again. I'm gonna be strong again. And after that first bout of chemo is when I realized you don't think of it in chunks of years. You think of it in chunks of hours and day.
Right.
It goes back to all of having a healthy routine. I had always planned to be at the gym. My circle of friends that said that, you know what, I mean, and that includes Mike here, like Mike and Shay here were on my side all the time. I had pretty much a similar routine to that I have on my regular when I'm healthy.
Yes.
I had planned to be at the gym 3 or 4 times a week. And when I got up one day and I couldn't make it here, I just planned that maybe it's going to be tomorrow or it's going to be the day after. But fitness was always on the radar. Even on my worst days, it was on the radar. When am I going to be? When am I next going to go to the gym? There are a couple of things that was very important to me throughout this, and one was exercise, because I didn't want to lose all my strength. I didn't want to lose all of my endurance. I didn't want to lose all of my weight, because if I lost all of my weight, it meant that I couldn't stay strong.
Right.
So throughout the whole thing, that was 2 very important things for me. I am just over a year from surgery time. I have just crossed the year. And I think it would be safe to say I am close to strong as I am now to the pre. So I think that solidifies having a healthy lifestyle before and trying to do best as you can. And that's all you can hope. It's in the months that you go through this, you can just hope and have a plan that you can execute this plan and save some strength. And that's what I did. Had I not worked out for 9 to 12 months, I would have not been able to say today I am as strong as I was pre-cancer. Goal setting is very important. I think in every facet of life, goal setting is important.
Right.
But I think it's important to be said that the time I was fortunate to say I was at the healthiest in my life when it happened to me. But I think one of the greatest takeaways that I have that I can tell to people is don't wait until you have a health crisis to get healthy. Get in front of the healthy before the health crisis. Because when you have a health crisis, it's not the time to put healthy in place.
That's amazing advice.
That's the takeaway message.
How much it means to have people who rooted for you all the way around here and here at this club?
I've been a member of this Wynn since it's opened.
Right.
I was one of the first members that joined here. Yeah, and I have had friends here, like Mike Lapin has been here from the time it's opened as well. And he's been my trainer since the inception of it. So to know that Mike would be here waiting on me whether it was a good day or a bad day, to tailor my workout to whatever I felt that day was priceless. And Shay's been continues to be a member of it. Shay had said from the beginning that when I lose my hair, which I think was one of the biggest moments, and it's one of the most disappointing things I think for everybody, because my surgeon even said that to me after I asked him like 10 times in an hour. So, you sure I'm gonna lose my hair, right? And he says, yeah, you're gonna lose your hair. There's no doubt about it. And you don't need to be sorry about asking me about it, because it's important to everybody. It's a question that everybody asks. But I mean, to flip that back into a positive note is losing my hair was one of those things that I had no control over. But I had control of other things that contributed to the outcome, which is to try and stay healthy. Yeah, and I focused on those things. Trying to stay healthy throughout and be positive is priceless, and knowing that you have people to root for you, or you never have to have enough people in place, like the people at the gym, to say, you know what, don't worry about it. If you can't come here, I'm gonna come to your house. I never had to use the house option, but just to know you had the option that you could draw on it in the event that the situation presented itself is priceless.
Geeta, thank you so much, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
This story illustrates just perfectly how support for each other moves the mountains and celebrates the life. Along those lines, until July 27, 2017, you have the opportunity to help the cause by joining the Wynn Fitness fundraising campaign with the goal to expand $105,000, which we raised over the past such events in support of Canadian Breast Cancer Foundation. For every new signed membership, a portion is being donated to Canadian Cancer Society. And you will get something too, 90 days for free. Join in, dear friends, and join any other opportunity out there that will help fight breast cancer.